Okay, in this video, I'm gonna go over some of the key points on how to go from skinny fat to jacked. But why should I trust you, Frankie? Well, for starters, I would have legit been the C-bum of the skinny fat physique category if it existed. So I know what it's like. I know the feeling. I know how you're thinking. I can probably even describe you right now. You look skinny in clothes, but when you take them off, the fat is revealed. You have small and thin wrists. You have weak and non-muscled arms. You have love handles, and your lower stomach and lower chest are the main areas of fat accumulation. And you have narrow shoulders and a wide waist. And you gain fat easily, and muscle building is difficult. So tell me how I did, bro. Was I close? Today I'm gonna assume that you've been trying for a while now to gain muscle and to lose fat, and that you're just lacking that extra bit of info that could change everything for you. So let me get into it. First of all, if I had to guess, you are overtraining. If you are skinny fat and you've been struggling to see noticeable progress for a while now, you may want to try cutting down on the frequency of your training. I remember once I had dropped my original 6-day split to a 4 or 5-day split, the extra 1 or 2 rest days really helped me recover, and as a result I saw much more progress. Another thing is, if you are skinny fat and struggling to gain size, there are a couple adjustments to your training which I would suggest that you make. First, do not neglect strength training with free weights and body weights. Building muscle requires strong signals. Of course, machines do a great job of isolating certain muscles. Actually, many of them are designed to have an ideal strength curve for stimulating muscle growth, like the leg extension, for example. That can be mimicked with free weights. But free weights, barbells in particular, and bodyweight exercises do incorporate more of your stabilizer muscles, and there's some EMG research that shows that muscle activation tends to be higher in free weight movements than machines. Either way, I've always just felt that, especially starting out, that free weights have a slight edge, especially for the skinny fat physique when it comes to building muscle. So, don't always train lying down or sitting down. Do exercises where you have to stabilize and stand up as well. For example, maybe start doing barbell squats instead of machine squats, or standing barbell overhead press instead of machine shoulder press, and start doing deadlifts, big compound movements, chin-ups, dips, things like that. And my next extremely important point, you must be getting stronger at these lifts. Progressive overload is key. Make sure you are increasing the weight or the amount of reps you do over time. Also, you may not be training heavy enough. As a skinny fat person, most of your reps should fall within the 5 to 8 rep range. Training within the 5 to 8 rep range is just as effective as training within the 8 to 12 rep range when it comes to muscle growth, but you won't be as fatigued after your workout if you train within this rep range. So training within the 5 to 8 rep range will allow you to recover better and get stronger because you are lifting heavier, which are 2 key things when it comes to maximizing progress for a skinny fat person. Another thing is, stop overusing the treadmill. If you want to do some cardio, go outside and walk. Walking is the most underrated thing for fat loss. And although cardio technically burns fat, without muscle, you will always be skinny fat. Resistance training first, cardio second. Now, in terms of nutrition for fat loss, a few things you need to make sure you're doing. First, if you drink water, tea, coffee, don't sweeten them. No BS matcha, latte, frappuccino, macchiatos. Alright? Black coffee, plain tea, plain water. This way you can avoid consuming unnecessary liquid calories that are just going to make it harder for you to lose fat. Second, limit alcohol. But if you have a special occasion that you just can't escape, then opt in for the low sugar drinks, and don't eat any sugar, carbs, fats. Only eat protein before drinking. And make sure you're keeping it to a few drinks max. And let me give you some of my suggestions when it comes to anabolic drinking. 1. Guinness. Goated drink, relatively speaking, compared to other beers. It by far accommodates your fat loss, muscle building the most. But I'd rather you go with these 2. Dry wine, so Cabernet or Merlot, and whiskey, vodka, or any hard liquor with a club soda. You are given 3 days per year to get absolutely obliterated, fam. You cannot be drinking every weekend if you are skinny fat and if you're trying to get in shape. And stop the cap. This is always followed by an unholy amount of McDonald's, Burger King, Hardee's, Wendy's, Shake Shack. And on that note, another thing, eating processed junk. If you are skinny fat, 1 burger, 1 pizza is gonna set you back like a week. That's just how it is. Instead, eat animals, fruit, and vegetables. This will solve 99% of your problems. If you have cravings, think to yourself, could I eat a steak right now? If the answer is no, your brain is tricking you. It wants you to eat ice cream, even though you're not hungry enough to eat ice cream. Do not listen to it. And obviously, eliminate all processed sugars. Next time you want some chocolate, do this first. Down a cold bottle of sparkling water and a glass of water with a scoop of protein, and then see if you still want it. And if you're still struggling to lose weight, milk is the first thing skinny fats should eliminate if they're already doing everything right. It doesn't agree with many people. If you've eliminated milk and dairy and you're still struggling to lose fat, then get rid of bread, flours, and cereal grains. Basically, just go gluten-free. Another thing, focus on losing fat before trying to gain muscle. So get to a comfortable level of leanness, so like 15% body fat. This way it'll help you build muscle without packing on as much fat. So enter a small caloric deficit and get in 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Also, you may be failing to fuel your muscular gains. Although you should limit your carbs as a skinny fat person, you should not cut them out completely, especially if you're training hard till failure. Even if you have fat to lose, you should still be getting in carbs post-workout. But your ability to consume and use carbs is inversely related to your body fat. In other words, the fatter you are, the less carbs you should have, and they should always be moved to the post-workout period. And then the leaner you are, the more you can eat, because your body is better able to use those carbs effectively. Remember, you cannot play by everyone else's rules, bro. That shredded Chad who eats burgers and pizzas and drinks pints every day, he has elite genetics. You need to understand that he is a Lambo, we are a Volkswagen. And of course, us skinny fatties, we need treats, okay? So reward yourself with a cheat meal once in a while, only if you've been a good dog. And once you get down to a solid lean base, then you can reward yourself more frequently without consequence. And do not eat sugar for breakfast, okay? Eggs, vegetables, perhaps some other meat, that should be your breakfast. That's if you want to actually eat breakfast. Me personally, if I were you, I would just intermittent fast. Also, stop dirty bulking. You are skinny fat, remember? You cannot do that. It doesn't work for you. So train hard, get your diet in check, and don't shovel down food. That is going to ruin you. Also, another mistake skinny fat people make is not centering their meals around protein. Every meal should contain a dense amount of protein. So stock up on chicken, beef, and turkey, and other meats. This is going to keep you fuller for longer. It's going to make sure you don't crave sugar, you're not binge eating, you are full, and you eat less. And not eating a handful of veggies at every meal is another mistake skinny fat people make. Another mistake a lot of skinny fat people make is avoiding fat in general. Good fats like fish and grass-fed beef do wonders. Fat isn't bad, just don't go overboard with it, because it is the most calorically dense out of the 3 macronutrients. And please understand that low-fat diets being the best thing for weight loss is an absolute myth. The amount of people who say they eat healthy and a sensible diet, yet they fail to lose fat, is because more often than not, yes, they are eating healthy, but they have no idea how calories work. Lastly, you don't have control over your genetics. Yes, we got the bad end of the stick when it comes to bodybuilding genetics, but it's still possible to build an impressive physique. It just takes more time and more effort. Own being skinny fat, mate. Use that anger to go hard in the gym. Don't let those negative thoughts consume you. Use that as fuel. Let that make you so uncomfortable so that you then do whatever it takes to achieve your goal. Anyways, these are just tips that I would give to my skinny fat brethren out there. But at the end of the day, it's on you. You need to, starting today, learn how to optimize your hormones, training, nutrition, sleep, and stress. So thank you for watching. Would appreciate it if you liked and subbed if you found this helpful and if you enjoyed this video. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Peace!